Hi guys, so if you are a recruitment manager, maybe an owner, a founder, director of operations, or maybe just an agency owner who's trying to figure out how they can get more volume for their vacancies to get more candidates for it, this video is for you. And it's just going to be speaking about the two main concepts of marketing, which is outbound and inbound. Today, we're going to focus on outbound prospecting multi-channel. I'll make another video about inbound, but outbound is basically when you take someone who knows nothing about your product, your business, your service, and your offer, and you're trying to get that offer in front of them so that they can make a desired move. You want them to take action. Maybe you want them to book a meeting with you. Maybe you want them to fill out an application. Maybe you want them to get on the phone with you or just outright make a purchase if you are optimizing for that, right? So in today's age, let's say for nurses, which is what I'm dealing with, if you want to make sure you have a good steady amount of candidates coming through the door, you need to have a solid offer, and more importantly, you need to have a solid recruitment marketing strategy, right? So you need to be present on the following social media platforms at minimum for outbound, right? You need to have a presence on LinkedIn, a presence on Facebook, a presence on Instagram, and email. It's not really a presence on email, but you need to have a good strategy for that as well, right? I'll explain more about email. It's a little bit different, but think about where your prospects, your ideal candidate profile, or sometimes even your ideal client profile would be. Where would they be? Sometimes if we're talking about nurses, they're going to be on LinkedIn, but it depends. Some nurses right now, if you look at most of their LinkedIns, they're not posting, they're not even active there because they made that account like 5 years ago in college and really never use it, right? But you could still get in touch with some of them there. Sometimes they do check, they do get notifications. Some people just delete it, right? Facebook and Instagram are probably where you're going to find more of them, but the only challenge sometimes is on Instagram. It's hard to find people's um what's it called, their usernames, if they're private, right? If they're private or have some really off username because they want to be private or they're just trying to be trendy, who knows. It's going to be hard to reach out to them, but sometimes you can still cold DM them, right? Facebook is a little bit easier, but there can be duplicate names, especially if it's like a common English name. There could be like 70 people and you're going to have to sift through all of them to find it. So there's just time that you could waste when you're doing that, right? And we say that because it's necessary to actually do outbound, because you don't want to have to wait for an ad or someone to show interest. Sometimes you actually have to put your offer in front of people, because sometimes good talent is passive talent. People who are already in a job who might want to leave, and your offer might be just what they're looking for, and that could be a perfect match. So you have to have outbound channels. Now, email is better because it's more scalable, right? Like LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram, they're good, but they're not as scalable. You can only send 100 connection requests on LinkedIn, right? Which is not enough. If you have 10 openings, maybe even 50, it's not enough. It's going to take you a long time to reach out to your total addressable market, right? Facebook, same thing, and Instagram, same thing. There kind of limits to how many messages you can send, but you duplicate that by hiring other people, maybe virtual assistants in the Philippines, in Africa, any other country where you can leverage uh, lower GDP per capita, right? To some degree. I hope that makes sense. But I'll explain it further as well. Email, you can do a lot better because you can just make a lot of domains, a lot of emails in them. They can all be valid, and then you can reach out to a wider pool of people, a bigger total addressable market by yourself without having to hire. So this is a good place to start if you just want to test out the idea. Anyways, once you've dialed in all these pieces, you have some presence in all of them. You're able to reach out to people. You're sending out messages daily. At least you should be sending out about 200 messages a day, personalized too, to some degree. And if you now know that if it takes you about 500 prospects of candidates to convert just one, you're going to need to multiply the number of candidates that you need to hire by that 500 to get an idea of how big your total addressable market is, your TAM. So if you apply this concept in getting new clients through the door for your business, and even just to get candidates, um, you will find results. That's simply how it works. You reach out to as many people as possible. Make sure you polish up your offer, polish up your profiles. This should get you some candidates through the door. I hope you found this useful. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and also subscribe if you're new. Thanks to everyone. Cheers.